Hello there, it's Karen here. Now, you've probably noticed, I would think, that we are in a massive awakening and ascension cycle right now. Now really is the time to step up, to step forward, or the other option then would be to step back, go backwards, and repeat this for another whole time cycle. And that whole time cycle, we're looking at 26,500 years. Because the point is that we've been here before. We've tried this, evolution before, this ascension, this expansion of consciousness. We've tried it. And I remember a time where we were progressing so well. And then we began to see the corruption sneaking in through the teachings that were being taught at the time. And very subtly, we noticed that people were being diverted away from the true organic ascension pathway. That corruption was getting in, and it really did corrupt everything. And, it was like a mind virus that really wanted to own and control everything. And it did that. It did. And we got to the point where our energy templates were so broken down with this corruption that basically we imploded. I know that sounds really dramatic, but it is what it is. And this is why we've got to this point where we are right now. And, we fell at that point into the lowest density. We dropped into a lower density, and we are in the lowest density here right now. And this is where we find ourselves again at the opportunity to shift in this ascension cycle so that we can move out of here. Because otherwise, we can't really go lower. We're at the lowest density. So then we're looking at implosion, space dust, and all of that stuff. Now, in psychology, we know that people only shift away from pain, the state position that they're in, when the pain is so great that they literally can't stand it any longer. They have to do something to shift out of here. They have to change because they can't live that way any longer. So the question is now, are you in enough pain to begin to shift and wake up and really take the action steps? The bigger question is humanity, or enough of us, in enough pain that we can really shift up and really make a difference? What will it take before you are ready to become fully aware at what is really at stake here, at this really late stage of this ascension cycle? Because the point is that what you choose now, what we all choose now, we really are dependent on other people for this as well. It's not necessarily, maybe, but for some people, but it's not necessarily, oh, well, I chose this and I'm home and free. No, we need bigger numbers for this now. But the point is that what we choose next dictates our next stage of evolution and actually where we go next. So, perhaps people are not in enough pain yet. Because when we talk about our choices and what happens next, really we're saying, what's in it for me? You probably know that I talk a lot and teach about manifestation. And usually what people aim for in manifestation is a new car, a new relationship, a better job, more clients, more money, nice experiences in life. They want to feel happy. They want to feel free. That's usually what they ask for. And there's nothing wrong with any of that. But usually they're looking at this life. I really want to open your mind and say, wow, it needs to be bigger than that, because it's not just this life. We've had many lifetimes, right? And we're really looking now to shift into a whole different level, a global shift of consciousness. But as I say, maybe people are just not in enough pain yet. So they're not ready to shift. Now, when we look at the controlling forces that corrupted everything and made us fall and implode last time around, they're the guys that are in control now. It really is an alien mind, right? As I mentioned, it's like an alien mind virus. And their plan is to entertain the masses. We are the masses. And then they'll never realize how dire their situation is. Well, we don't know how dire our situation is because we've never been told. We've never been taught that. Thankfully, there are some of us here who remember those other time cycles. It's written in the higher levels of our DNA templates. That remembering is written there because everything is in your DNA, is in your cellular memory. So whether you have a 12-dimensional human angelic template, or whether it's 24, 36, 48 strands of DNA that you've got, you potentially then have the access to those. You can remember what went before. So thankfully, there are people here that we remember what happened before. So we're kind of here to warn, right? This is what's at stake here. It's not about whether you get that new job. We're looking at Earth history, hidden Earth history. They haven't wanted us to know this. So their plan is entertain the masses, and they'll never realize how dire the situation, the need to wake up now is. Or equally, entertain the masses, and they'll never realize how powerful they really are. And that if they would just take responsibility for their own evolution, soul growth, and expansion, they could have this whole shift of consciousness that would see them living in that beautiful new earth that is a potential for us. And thankfully, as I've said, there aren't people here, and we remember that. We know it's possible. And we're here to help you remember it, because you actually know it's possible too. But the controlling races, their idea, let's keep them dumb, keep them occupied, arguing on social media, playing in the metaverse, or with AI now, of course. Follow their favorite football team. Let's get them choosing sides on the gender debate, on politics, on climate. Let's get them arguing for the freedom that we'll never give them, but just enough that they can condemn others. Get involved in an argument about who on this planet and where should be owned and what should be bombed to smithereens. None of that represents the oneness that we are as humanity. All of that is the alien mind. It's divide and conquer. And they like to put lipstick on a pig and make it look like something that it's not. Well, what about if we all just wake up and see behind the lipstick and behind the facade? And really, that's what I'm here to help with too. Everything they've given us is created to take us away from ourselves, to take us outside of ourselves, to be entertained and diverted in our consciousness, when the truth is inside of us. You've probably heard the expression, everything is within, all of the answers are within. And you may have said, like I definitely used to say, well, yeah, I know it's all within me, but how do I find it? Well, I realise what I have to do to find it now. I have to go inside, and it will be the same for you. I have to take my consciousness from the external distraction and bring it in and sit with myself and work through my stuff that's coming up. Your consciousness, your level of consciousness, your beliefs, etc., affects everything around you. And you are also affected by everything around you. It's micro, macro. You're not separate. All you have to do really to evolve in your consciousness is discern what's a lower vibration, what's a lower vibratory experience, what is a limitation. Discern that, heal it, transmute it, and keep aligning to higher and higher, more and more expansive, higher vibrating experiences, if you like, thereby clearing away the heaviness, the density, the energy blocks, the limitations, etc., that are in your body. And that is what stops you from evolving. And within the body, when you have a lot of this heavy density, it's almost like a receiver for more of the same. It's magnetic. So if you're very heavy and dense inside, you're going to be magnetizing to you, law of attraction, you could say, but bringing in more and more of that same vibrational experience. So you have to get inside your body. You have to see what this stuff is. You have to heal it, get over it, if you like, transmute it. And what it actually does then is it deactivates those corrupted energy receivers in the body. So, because they're corrupted, because they're designed to keep you heavy down there, right? Or because you haven't evolved through that yet. This is part of your evolution. So as you evolve through the heaviness, it's almost like these receptors shift from like a negative vibration to a positive vibration kind of thing, right? From a dark experience to a light experience, if you want to say it that way. But this is how you shift your vibration. You actually evolve through the heaviness and you shift it into lightness, let's say, one way of saying it. But the point is that when you work through yourself in this way, within the body, you're shifting the coding in your template. So then you become no longer affected by it because you've transcended that lesson or experience, if you like. Okay? And this is how you build the higher and higher levels or strands of DNA in your energy template, in your DNA template. Now, you can't do that evolution of your template if you're doing the spiritual bypassing. You know, if you think you're doing your work and you're not really doing your work, well, you're fooling yourself. You might think, oh, I've shifted in my mind, but has your body template shifted and transmuted? That's the question. Only you doing your deep consciousness work will do that in your body. Basically, you have to face yourself. You have to face your fears, your blocks, your limitations, your shame, your blame, your guilt, all of the heavy, dense emotional stuff that we don't want to look at. But if we want to evolve, then we have to look at that. And face your fears. What scares me right now is that not enough people will choose to do this work, will choose to actually shift from those lower, heavy vibrations and densities. Because if not enough of us do this, well, let me say this first. If enough of us do this, we can shift. But if not enough of us do this, well, we can't tip the balance in this ascension cycle. So we're going to go down a really long, dark tunnel again for a really long time. Now, I've seen past ascension cycles where we didn't achieve this shift. It's a really long, dark journey down, and then we have to wait a really long time for it to come round again. I don't want to do that again, quite honestly. What excites me about this time that we're in now is because I have seen the potential of what we can experience when we create the full dimensional shift of consciousness of humanity, because I know our energy templates affect the templates of the earth, and the earth undergoes all of that shift as well. Now, I can go massively into this, talking more about energy templates and stargates and levels of earth and Tara, Gaia, all of the stuff. This is the type of thing I'm going to be going into depth, great depth, in my new membership, which is called the New Earth Ascension Temple, because that is what I'm here for, to teach this stuff, to help you remember this stuff, to activate the levels in your energy template for ascension, really, and remembering that your body is your ascension temple. So we're going to be going in, we're going to be doing the inner work, we're going to shift it from the inside to really elevate and evolve your consciousness. Your ascension temple is your body. That's why we have to get in there, get embodied, and do that work from within. As I've said in other places, this isn't ascension where we go in a spaceship and go somewhere. You know, this is in your body, in your ascension temple. So what I'm here for is to hold that template, that vision for our ascension, what we're moving to, and hold it for long enough until you can begin to see your part in that. Because I'm not here to do this alone. I need lots and lots of people. There are others of us doing this too. We all need all of us, right? This isn't a single job, right? There's no guru here. This is about, hey, remember we said we'd do this together. You know, I know that if you like me, my energy, what I talk about, if it's ringing some bells with you, getting an activation feeling in your body somewhere, I know that we've been together before and we said, hey, let's go back into that time and let's get together and do this, right? And we'll make it work next time. That's honestly what I believe in my heart. You might think I'm bonkers, but anyway, there you go. That's what I 100% believe. And so I currently have the ability to hold the vision long enough, I hope, so that you can go, oh, I remember, I feel it in my body. Yes, I'm ready. And then you step up as well, because we each have an individual part to play in this. You know, I always give the example of an architect when they built something like, we've got the Olympic Stadium here that they built in the lead up to the 2000 Olympics. And I always use that as my example because an architect came in and designed the whole lot. He can't create that on his own. He needed all the people, you know, for the infrastructure, for the roads, for the plumbing, for the building of the stadiums, for the people that fed the people, and, you know, all of the stuff. Like, everyone comes together to create, and what we're creating here is the new earth. So holding that vision until enough of us can get together and hold the vibration at that higher level where it can become manifest. Because that's what it's all about. We have to put our consciousness into it, hold it for it to be made manifest. And really, that's what manifestation is all about. Yeah, sure, we can manifest and create nice experiences here in this 3D world, and people claim that it's 5D too, but you know, it's really not until we've all shifted out of this heavy density. That's what that is here. So unfortunately, I've seen it. I saw how the corruption came in last time and people were misled. This is why I talk about the false ascension matrix, because a lot of the new agey stuff, the religions, a lot of the stuff that they're telling you is making you think you're doing your ascension pathway, but it's got corrupted codes or even coding that turns off your beautiful divine codes within your human template. So I want to talk as well in the Ascension Temple about the false ascension matrix and how we may override it. That's something I've been heavily involved in since about 2006. And I want to talk about our true galactic origin, our cosmic origin, and how the false ascension matrix really came into being, who's connected to it, how to identify it, how to unplug yourself from it if you've mistakenly got yourself involved in it. Because to be honest, I have been involved in it in a couple of modalities and groups that I had been in the past, and I got a certain way in, and I'm like, oh, I see it. And then I had to work to undo all the damage, that had been done from picking up these faulty codes. So all of this is what is going to be covered in the New Earth Ascension Temple, my new membership. And we start on with our first live class on 8th of the 8th. And I know a lot of people go, wow, that's Lionsgate, 8/8. What we're going to be doing is a teaching about the false ascension matrix with the, I don't even know if I can say this out loud. I doubted, no, I didn't doubt myself. I actually felt a moment of fear come up when I was about to say that. But I've got to say it anyway. So I'm going to be teaching you about the false ascension matrix and how to override it, so that we can put our codes back into alignment with our human, angelic, organic DNA template, so that we can create the pathway out from this 3D earth into the ascension, through the ascension gates into our next level, 5D earth, which is actually Tara. And so that's really what many of us are aiming for at this point. There are some of us as well that I know are coming into the Ascension Temple with me who are working on the next level as well, which is the 7D Earth Gaia, right? So we've got all of these levels. Remember that some of us coming together on this project carry 12 strands of DNA template. Others are 24, 36, 48, and we all have important roles and pieces, parts to play within this whole ascension cycle. So I'm really, really excited about what is being created here with you. This isn't a solo thing for me. This is all of us coming together collectively, getting back on our path. We're going to be talking about the mystery teachings and how they, not all, how some are a part of the false ascension matrix, but most importantly, we need to be able to learn, that have the discernment to recognize when something is distorted, to move ourselves away from it, get the distortions out of our body, realign to the truth, and then move forward, because that's ultimately how we get out of this place that we're in right now. So I know I'm maybe a little bit cryptic there. I hope I've given you enough of an idea that if you are to connect with me inside the New Earth Ascension Temple, that you will feel it. You'll know there's some connection here. There's a piece for you here. And equally, that there's a piece that you need to put into this as well. Because this is about us coming together, our collective consciousness, to create the shift of consciousness that we came here to be a part of. So I hope you will join me. Doors open in just a few days' time. It is currently the 23rd of July. Doors open on the 25th. We have our founding members prize available for the first people to join. And we are having our very first class on 8/8 False Ascension Matrix Timeline Override. So join me there and let's get to work. We really need to get on with this. Okay, see you soon.